What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Nerds on the Block. My name's Tim, this is Shamar, and in this video we're going to be talking about what was the best things that come out of E3, our best show, best conference, all of the good stuff. More on that next. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to our channel by hitting that red button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified on all future content from us. And just to jump right into it, E3, our impressions was, the show was okay.
It was fairly lackluster. Like, there were some gems, not gonna deny that.
Yeah, like 2019 was like the last like good year, and then everything kind of just went off.
They did the best they could do, you know. So I'm not gonna, shoot too much shots towards these studios because very weird times right now. So just getting what we got, still good on the developers for doing what they could do despite all things.
Yeah, it totally makes sense for that. I think a lot of people had lofty expectations coming into this, either being like, well, it was a whole year they didn't have E3, so obviously all these developers have things in the works, and not necessarily was the case. Like, we saw that with multiple studios, which kind of leads me into like our first question, like, what was the best conference in your eyes?
Best conference was, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement here, is definitely Nintendo. Yeah. Microsoft did a pretty good job, and it was sad that Sony couldn't make it, but you know what? Nintendo definitely took it for me.
They had so many announcements like I was not expecting. From a company, it's like people were like, oh, they might talk about like Breath of the Wild 2 and like maybe Metroid Prime 4. Like that's what everyone thought. Maybe Smash Brothers character reveal. The other things, though, were like the biggest things. Like, we're getting Mario Party back to what everyone loves to see.
We're getting WarioWare.
Metroid Dread.
Metroid. Oh, my God. Legend of Zelda. And I think this is going to be the Legend of Zelda I've been praying to play for so long.
Yep.
For so long, I've always wanted to play Zelda with a darker story. Just a darker tone, darker story.
And I like that. Like, from the conference itself, Nintendo had franchises that we never thought we would see again, like Advance Wars making a comeback.
Oh yeah,
WarioWare making his Switch debut.
Finally,
like, come on, there was nothing wrong about Nintendo's conference that had third-party software, like the Guardians game that I didn't think would even touch the Nintendo Switch. And guess what? It has a cloud version. You can play that.
I'm not even gonna lie. As much as I love Legend of Zelda, as much as I love Metroid, and I'm so happy that those games are like real games that are finally announced, and I don't have to sit here and speculate.
Nope.
Mario Party, just when I thought I didn't want another Mario Party, they went and gave me the exact Mario Party that I wanted, and they did it in full res, full HD. Like, they from the ground up took all the old school games and remade the graphics to today's standards, and I couldn't be more happier.
Most definitely, I think for Microsoft, again, I just want to shout them out, is just they had 37 new game announcements, and 33 of those games are going to Game Pass. Like if that doesn't sell you on the service, I don't know what's wrong with you, because Xbox Game Pass is one of the best deals in the video game industry, and Xbox is just they're changing the narrative, and I'm just glad
if they keep that
people
up.
Can't say that
they're definitely going to shake things up for sure if they keep that up with a lot of AAA titles. This Game Pass, get it on Game Pass, play it early, or just keep playing around with the Game Pass motif. You're gonna go a long way with it. They're bringing back a Plague Tale for any Plague Tale fans out there. They're making a sequel, and I couldn't be more excited for that, because the first one was a very interesting story, very well made, and obviously it had a cult fan following, but obviously big enough for them to make a sequel. So I wasn't expecting that, and that was a very surprising reveal, and I'm so excited to really get back into that world and see what's been happening with these characters.
Yeah,
we didn't get to see anything from Capcom either.
Capcom was a joke,
and Bandai was literally Kazuya. It was Bandai, in my eyes, was just a character reveal for Smash Bros. That was Bandai.
That was Bandai's
and
involvement.
That was it. And I'm like, really? Why even put your name beside Nintendo if that's all you had? I don't understand.
Get out of here. I think if we had to literally put the conferences in order, it would be Nintendo, Microsoft. I would put Square Enix over Ubisoft, and then Devolver Digital, then Capcom.
Yeah.
Capcom was absolute garbage.
Yeah,
what do you mean a subtext being DLC's coming for Resident Evil Village? You have text on the screen telling it. You couldn't have a developer say, I'm making DLC. Like, oh my gosh.
I don't know,
I was confused. I was like, I was going to stream that. No.
Like you might as well do a PlayStation did and just not even show up.
Not even
like,
show up. Get out of here. Give me a press release if that's all you're gonna do. Like, give me an overview trailer on YouTube. Next up would just be like, what was the biggest highlight? Like, I know Mario Party kind of was like a highlight for you, I would assume.
The biggest highlight was probably Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I was surprised. You know, it was a surprising game to get, to be honest. Like, I wasn't expecting to get a Marvel game like that anytime soon, and coming off of the Avengers game, which was just like
abysmal.
Don't even want to talk about that.
No.
It looks like they're doing a better job going in the direction that they're going with the Guardians of the Galaxy game, but who knows, the game might not be that good.
It might not. Yeah, because everyone thought that about the Avengers game, right? I remember hot impressions were like, I can't wait to play this game. Look how Iron Man and Thor are moving around in the environment. But then there was no layers to this game.
Yeah.
And I think something that me and you were talking about, like, while we were watching the stream, is just like, why can't we play as the other Guardians?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one thing I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a surprising highlight for me. I don't know if I would call it the biggest highlight, but I think it was a surprising reveal for me. Like, I was not expecting to see it, and when they showed it, I was like, oh, this looks actually pretty entertaining, and something about the game just looks better than what they were attempting to do in Avengers. So definitely excited for that.
Yeah, no, Guardians definitely was a highlight for me as well. Definitely, when it comes for me though, like what I would choose, I would say Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I think that game, like Ubisoft was putting me to sleep. Okay, that conference was like annoying. I was like, man, this is not launching day one on E3.
What is going on right now?
Like I have to say this again, because like Ubisoft should never start E3 ever again. Like, that is not a conference. I know people that if this was their first E3, they're already out. They're slamming the door behind them. They don't want to watch the rest of E3. That's not how you start an event.
They had no business starting E3. No. It was all DLC and remake this, DLC that, and it's like, I don't care, man. This is not, I want to see new games, new IP. Where's my Prince of Persia game?
Where's my Splinter Cell? Where's my Rayman? Like, you guys don't touch on your biggest franchises. You keep wanting to just throw Splinter Cell and another DLC, and it's like, no, I don't care to see Sam Fisher in that game. I don't care.
Yeah.
And like, for me, like Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope was just like, maybe Ubisoft isn't so tone deaf. It's like, we do want a sequel to one of the better games that you had recently. Yeah. And like, for it to take on the elements of Galaxy, which is arguably my favorite Mario game, Super Mario Galaxy, and like to see the Lumas, to see that mixture with the Rabbids, like I think that story has so many like surprising elements in store that I can't wait to see what Ubisoft does, because they did a good job with Kingdom Battle, and if you definitely haven't played that game, you should, because that's one of the best RPGs on the Nintendo Switch. Highlight and my game of show, like, because we're kind of leading into that now, would be Metroid Dread. Like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah,
that game,
it was a long time coming for that game. It was a long time. Like, every day I'm praying for like a sequel to Metroid Fusion, just begging for it. And I personally had no idea this game was even in the making for as long as it was. 15, 16 years this game was in the... This guy was waiting for a proper system to come about, and he waited a long time. So he's a pretty patient man. And it looks like they're taking it in a very, very, very interesting and dark direction, and I really like it. Yeah. Akin to Metroid Fusion, right? Like, that's what you want. You want to build off that last game. Yeah. And like, from him, like Sakamoto said, like, he's like, yo, I almost gave up on this project. Like, this game was hinted in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption in 2007. Okay, like, there was documents in the game that you could see Metroid Dread. And like, for me being a kid, like, I read up on this in 2005. I promise you that. And he literally confirmed it. And like, to see this, like, I lost it, man. Like, I thought I gave up on this game being a real thing. And now that like the stakes of it, that this is the end of a Metroid that's what I was saying.
arc, like,
that's what's interesting about it, is it's the end of the Metroid, or it might even be the end of the Samus arc.
Metroid Dread's definitely a title that makes you think like the stakes are there. But I definitely think that was my game of show.
Definitely want to get a shout out for the indies, because there was a lot of pretty interesting, some more interesting than others, but like definitely saw a lot of interesting indies there. Like Tunic was a very Legend of Zelda-esque type indie that looked very interesting, and it's made by one guy. Like, it's crazy, like the amount of talent that is, you know, blossoming in the game industry nowadays.
No, I think a lot of indies snapped at E3. I think a lot of indies saved E3 in moments, because like I know on day 2, like seeing like the PC gaming show and like the future game show, like they are the future of this industry, and just see them just like pull out their full vision when they're dropping some of these titles. Like definitely Tunic was a big highlight for me as well. And it just like, again, like there's some games out there that I probably will never play because I'm just not into like Sims games.
Oh yeah, and another game, Kena. Was it Kena? Bridge of Spirits. Bridge of Spirits. Yeah, I'm very excited for that game. I can't wait to play that game. These guys seem to be really passionate about the game they're making and seem to really believe in what they're making, and you can definitely tell just by looking at the behind the scenes of how they're putting it together, and just the love and the care they're putting into the gameplay, into the story, into the characters.
Like that game, like it's coming out in August. Like it's not even that long of a wait, and it's like every time they show that game, graphics, like, and then again, everything.
It's another indie title. Like I'm telling you, man, it's the age of indies now. Like
they're
these
killing
AAA studios need to watch out, because like these indie developers are coming for everybody's necks. Stalker looked pretty interesting too.
Yeah, Stalker 2.
That looked like a very
definitely another highlighted game there for sure. Like I'm just glad Halo Infinite definitely is gonna bring fans like the game that they want. Like
give them the fix that they need.
Yeah, because last year that wasn't gonna suffice. I think a lot of fans would have wrote that game off. Yeah. But I think like with them doing the multiplayer reveal, them showing a little bit more of the campaign, just seeing Master Chief in all his glory, like I think fans have reason to be excited. The one thing I am concerned about, I definitely wanted to bring up concerns, is why that game doesn't have a release date. Like the game was already delayed a year. Now it's like, are we gonna miss 2021? Like I don't think fans are gonna let that fly.
Apparently, I think I read something not too long ago that's supposed to be, they're aiming for a Christmas release, but we'll see. We'll see. If they drop it around there, then you know, good for them.
I can almost see them staggering releases, like having the multiplayer, since it's free to play, drop first, and then the story campaign can. Yeah,
because I'm there for the story more so than the multiplayer. The multiplayer always came second for me, but because I definitely just want to see like what's next for Master Chief. What has he been up to, and what is he going to be up to in this new game?
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about Rare right now because of Everwild not being shown at all at this showcase. I was like, where's Rare's game?
There's a lot of games that I was like that one. What was that? That one game, Forspoken. I was really
hoping to see that. Really
hoping to see that. I was hoping to see more Final Fantasy 16, and you know, we didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah, those are our closing thoughts of E3 2021. What did you guys think about the event? Were you guys disappointed? Did you guys have any highlights that you want to share with us in the comments? Be sure to like this video and share it, and subscribe to Nerds on the Block if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yo, you still here, dog? Yo, subscribe to the channel, bro. Make sure you hit that notification bell to stay locked on all of our content when it drops.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, bro.
Balk teaser.
Seriously, like it's so easy, bro. Just click the button, bro.